Бүгін Қазақстан президенті Қасым-Жомарт Тоқаев жеңістің 74 жылдық мерекесіне орай елордадағы отан қорғаушылар монументіне даңқ гүлін қою рәсіміне қатысты. Салтанатты іс-шараға соғыс және тыл ардагерлері арнайы шақырылды. Жиналғандар майдан даласында ерлікпен шайқасы бейбітшілік жолында қаза тапқан жауынгерлерді 1 минут үнсіздікпен еске алды. Мерекелік жиыннан кейін Қазақстан президенті соғыс және тыл ардагерлерімен жүздесіп, қаһармандарды жеңіс күнімен құттықтады. Президенттік оркестр республика гимнін орындап, ұлттық ұланның құрметті қарауыл ротасы салтанатты маршпен жүріп өтті.
On May 9, Kazakhstan marks the 74th anniversary of the victory in the Great Patriotic War to honor the bravery of Kazakh soldiers. From the first days of tough battle, hundreds of thousands of Kazakh soldiers voluntarily went to the front. In 4 years, 12 rifle divisions, 4 cavalry, 7 brigades and nearly 50 separate regiments and battalions were formed in the Republic. In just 4 years, approximately 1.8 million people were mobilized to the front from the Republic, and half of them never returned home. In honor of their bravery, over 500 Kazakhs were awarded the Hero of the Soviet Union title, and 110 were awarded the Order of Glory of 3 degrees. Their patriotism and courage shows a good example to the younger generation. In honor of the Victory Day, school children in Almaty carry a guard of honor at the Eternal Flame at the park of 28 Panfilov Guardsmen.
Мы хотим этими мероприятиями показать нашим детям.
We want to show our children that peace, friendship and tolerance are sacred by organizing this event. Kazakhstan can prosper and progress only through peace. These children will lead our country in 10 to 15 years. They have to understand the tragedy of any war. They should do everything to ensure that there is always a peaceful sky over Kazakhstan. We live and work for this purpose.
Ради этого мы, наверное, живем и трудимся.
The Kazakh search team is looking for the remains of perished countrymen in the Leningrad region. The operation, which is 60 kilometers away from St. Petersburg, was launched in search of the legendary 314th Infantry Division. 3/4 of the men from the military unit were from North Kazakhstan. The most important goal today is to find the missing Kazakh soldiers and to find their medallions. Fighters of the famous 314th Infantry Division in 1942 did not allow the enemy to close the second ring around Leningrad. They became the main force that broke the fascist attempt to seize the city. Less than half of them returned home alive. The war left a deep impression to the place. Even looking at the ground, people can see how events unfolded.
Здесь находилось 2 бойца.
There were 2 fighters, a sniper and a spotter with machine guns. The shooting aim was placed as such to target the enemy. We found a lot of tree ground firing points on the line, which have partial or complete elements. Here, this is the bunker where even the wood plating is still being preserved. The search team has 10 volunteers. They will work 8 hours a day. The search operation carries a personal meaning for Alexander Shitov. His great-uncle perished there and he wants to find the remains of his great-uncle. My great-uncle is listed as missing. He should be somewhere nearby. I want to find him. This is my main goal. If we find our great-uncle, it will be a great rejoice. Of course, upon finding, we have to take his remains home to Kazakhstan. 4,000 Kazakhs perished in one of the battles in the forest. The search team will explore 15 kilometers of area to find the remains. Unidentified soldiers will be buried in a mass grave. An exhibition revealing more facts about the cultural developments in the besieged Leningrad opened in the first president's library. The items exhibited include graphic drawings, a portrait of Dmitry Shostakovich, Leningrad-speaking engraving dedicated to the Soviet poet Olga Bergols, a theater poster, pictures of the choreographic school students, as well as personal belongings and musical instruments of artists and intellectuals. These items are the evidence of perseverance, strength, and unwavering faith in the country and art.
Формируя экспозицию этой выставки, библиотека Ельбасы совместно с коллегами из Санкт-Петербурга.
The exhibition, organized by the First President's Library and our colleagues from the St. Petersburg State Museum of Theatre and Music, is held as part of a very important project titled The Dialogue Through Culture. We had a common idea of organizing a unique exhibition, and we formed the collection based on this criterion. The collection includes unique historical and extremely rare items which are not usually exhibited outside the St. Petersburg State Museum of Theatre and Music. We named the exhibition after the famous blockade cello, which takes the central role in this exposition.
Знаменитая блокадная виолончель, которая дала название этому проекту.
According to experts, the blockade demonstrated the people's willingness to create in any circumstances. Despite the hunger and cold weather, the residents of Leningrad created artworks and preserved cultural values for their descendants. The collection includes 35 exhibits, which allow the visitors to experience the besieged Leningrad's environment and feel the people's courage.
Прекрасная выставка, она весьма актуальна и своевременна в наше время.
The exhibition is wonderful and it is very timely and relevant. There is a line in Olga Bergol's poem saying the metronome was ticking alone. However, it was not alone, but together with those enthusiasts who remained in the cold and gradually dying city. However, the culture and education were developing in the city. Therefore, I would like to thank you for reminding me about these events and for the wonderful exposition.
За эту прекрасную экспозицию.
The historical exposition, which features exclusive items of the besieged Leningrad, is open to the residents and visitors of the Kazakh capital until June 2nd. True heroism and incredible achievements of women takes a special chapter in national history. Residents and guests of the capital can learn about dedication of brave Kazakh women during the Great Patriotic War at the Women in War photo exhibition. Photographs of combat soldiers and officers are displayed, as well as female home front workers. The exhibition presents military posters, archives, and even personal belongings. More than 20,000 people have viewed the special exhibits.
Соғыс жылдары Қазақстаннан 5183 әйел адамы аттанған екен. Медиктер болды, ұшқыштар.
5,183 women from Kazakhstan participated in the war. There were doctors, pilots, and snipers. Women of various professions participated in the war. Our exhibition presents 50 names, which mean out of 5,183 people, we only know about 50 participants. Searches for information and archives are being continued. Therefore, the exhibition will be supplemented by additional information.
Азаматымыз туралы ақпарат жинап үлгердік енді. Яғни әлде зерттеулер жүргізіледі, әлде бұл көрме толықтырылатын болады.
Youth in Kazakhstan carried out maintenance works to preserve monuments created to honor World War II soldiers to mark the Victory Day. The young people in Petropavl conduct cleanup activities every week to remove garbage around the commemorative plaques and the Alley of Glory. The cleanup campaign was held in Petropavl and more than 100 villages in the region. The youth also conducted cleanup works in the streets named after the great warriors. We cleaned up around the eternal flame in order to pay respect to the World War II veterans. The campaign's main goal is to educate the youth. We were planning to contribute to the improvement and cleaning of the city as part of this campaign. The youth in Almaty organized a campaign to pay tribute to veterans. The event is held to show respect and provide support to the war veterans. The young people also carried out maintenance works at the monuments erected to commemorate Kazakh warriors who lost their lives during the war and cleaned the streets named after the soldiers. To conduct the works, the young people formed special groups, which include activists, party members, and students. The campaign, which will be held throughout May, is being conducted in Almaty for the second year. Every third student is studying in Almaty. These young people arrived here from rural areas or other regions in Kazakhstan. They will learn more about the centuries-old history of Almaty and the monuments located here in order to contribute to the preservation and cleaning of these monuments and to pass on this knowledge to the future generations. This campaign is aimed to educate the young people. On the other hand, it is an environmentally friendly project as well.
Сабақтастығында қамтамасыз етеді. Бір жағынан экологиялық жоба деп айтуымызға да болады.
A new scientific research complex that was built based on the high current pulse ion accelerator Ainura is opened at Nazarbayev University. The unique installation is designed for a wide range of basic and applied research and is the only one available in the country. Ainura generates ion beam with a current of nearly 10,000 amperes with 80 nanoseconds duration and energy of up to 400,000 electron volts. The project is an effective tool used to modify nanomaterials. The Ainura accelerator helps to obtain new research in physics. The project is part of the trilateral cooperation between Nazarbayev University, Lawrence Berkeley National Laboratory, as well as the Tomsk Polytechnic University.
Мы будем применять и уже применяем наш ускоритель для
We
разработки.
use our accelerator to develop new materials such as nanopowders, photocatalysis, as well as new materials for nanoelectronics. Our research is relevant and will have a very important practical value for Kazakhstan, which includes a photocatalysis for water purification, a transistor for nanoelectronics, and much more.
Транзисторы для наноэлектроники и еще много чего.
Accelerator itself obviously will be configured to satisfy the needs of the users, and so depending upon the users you can require higher pulse, you can require faster pulse lengths, you can require different species. I know the team here is already looking at doing electrons, heavy ions, and so the technology allows all of this and enable the development and the configuration of new setups for the machine to be able to conduct the experiments.
Patients who suffer a stroke are more likely to recover nowadays. The Center for Neurosurgery of the Clinical Hospital in Almaty is introducing new unique technologies. Surgeon Minjilki Berdikhudjayev performs 4 to 5 complex operations daily. He willingly shares his techniques with colleagues across the country.
Осы бөлім ішінде жасалған операция қазіргі таңда 1200.
Today we perform nearly 1,200 operations on brain vessels in our department. These are very telling indicators. In comparison with foreign colleagues, the 100 operations are performed in one clinic every year.
Эксперттік клиника жылына 100 операция жасау керек мидың қан тамырларына.
Every year, approximately 40,000 Kazakhs suffer a stroke. Nowadays, these people can survive and recover to live a full life, doctors say.
Біздің бөлімнің өзінде жылына 100-ден астам жедел инсульт көтерген.
More than 100,000 patients were admitted into our department every year. These are the patients who suffer stroke. Previously, more than half of the patients died from this severe illness. But now, we are able to lower the death rate to 2%.
Шамамен 2%-дан төмендеп детуге қолымыз жеткіздік.
In total, the doctors at the Center for Neurosurgery in Almaty's Central Clinical Hospital performed nearly 3,000 complex operations on brain vessels. Due to new technologies, all of the surgeries have been successful. The patients recovered quickly and returned to a full life. Kyrgyz farmers are harvesting lemons in January. Resident of Jalalabad region, Rasulbek Osorov is growing lemons in a greenhouse. This winter, the farmer is harvesting the first fruits of the lemons, which he brought from Uzbekistan. The lemon greenhouse is built in the farmer's yard. The lemons are ripe. There are 25 lemon trees in the greenhouse. I am planning to harvest 10 kilograms of fruits from each tree. I use only organic fertilizers. According to Rasul Beg, growing lemons doesn't require high expenses and maintenance like vegetables. There is also an opportunity to save on electricity. I don't worry about heating. The greenhouse is heated due to the heat of the ground. We cover the greenhouse with 2 layers of film. Rasul Beg Osorov is planning to sell his first yield on the local market. Potential buyers are offering 80 som per kilogram of lemons, which is a little more than $1. Growing lemons is a great opportunity for the farmer and his family to increase the family's income.
Лимондың файдалы жағы шу, бірінші очередь грибка.
This business is profitable and good for health. I give my children lemon tea, which helps to prevent flu and headache.
Çay içeriz ertemende. A grip olganda baldarga söz jedirim şu tamam.
Analytical reports revealed that foreign experts hail Almaty as Central Asia's cultural capital. Almaty accounts for 1/5 of the total number of tourists visiting Kazakhstan, with 40% of the tourists are visitors from other countries. Based on these statistical data, the number of travelers visiting Almaty in 2018 increased by 11% compared to 2017. The highest amount of tourists arrives from the neighboring countries, such as Russia and China. Almaty is attractive not only as the eco and ethno-tourism destination, but also as a favorable platform to host business meetings.
На самом деле не только международные эксперты указывают то, что...
In fact, not only international experts indicate that Almaty is the Central Asia's cultural center, but also local people understand it well. Based on the fact that culture nowadays can be a significant contributor to the economic growth and development, Almaty is considered to be Central Asia's cultural and tourism center. Certain developments happening in Almaty brought about improvements as they led to the opening of new services such as cafes, restaurants, as well as arts and crafts shops, which can attract both international and local tourists to Almaty.
Сюда, к нам в Алматы.
Sanjar Sagandikov is a young instrumentalist from the city of Rider. Despite hearing impairment, the 12-year-old musician skillfully plays the piano. The young talent spends much time studying music. Sanjar has been learning new compositions since the age of 6.
Я очень люблю музыку, я ее очень сильно
I like music very much. I can even stay at home for a long time in order to study music. I play the music even during my holidays, especially in the summer, when everybody else is having rest. I travel and explore the world thanks to music.
Я путешествую, знаю мир, я познаю новые произведения.
According to Sanjar, musical instruments give him inspiration and allow gaining new knowledge in music. The young performer prefers playing works by Kazakh composers on the guitar. The gifted musician excelled in many contests. Sanjar won 3 prestigious grand prizes in the past month. This month alone, Sanjar became the winner of 3 grand prizes from various international, republican, and regional scale contests. Sanjar's talent was recognized by many people in our city, our country, and beyond Kazakhstan.
На данный момент у меня ребенок учится в 5 классе.
My son is a 5th grade school student at the moment, and his marks are excellent. He is also the best student in his music school. The Beethoven boy is set to achieve greater success in the future and is planning to become a famous musician. The Blockade Cello Meeting 75 Years Later charity concert was held at the National Research Cardiac Surgery Center in the Kazakh capital to mark the lifting of the siege of Leningrad. Musical instruments which dated back to the World War II period were the main feature of the event. For instance, this piano is more than 100 years old. During the war, the musical instruments were moved from a Russian city to present-day Kazakhstan, and currently the piano is placed at the National Research Cardiac Surgery Center. This famous cello was made back in 1941. It was brought to the Kazakh capital by the St. Petersburg State Museum of Theatre and Music. These 2 silent exhibits will tell the stories of that historical time through the performance of the young musicians. At the event, Astana Opera and the St. Petersburg State Museum of Theatre and Music musicians performed compositions by Rachmaninoff and Shostakovich, as well as Russian romances and the masterpieces of the Great Steppe. The compositions reminded the audience of the deeds of the heroes who lost their lives to ensure the lives of their descendants.
Знаковые события, потому что если вспомнить блокаду, то, во-первых, среди защитников Ленинграда
This is a remarkable event. During the blockade, there were many Kazakh soldiers among those who protected Leningrad from the aggressors. Several Kazakh divisions fought on the approaches to Leningrad and stopped the fascist invaders. Another important point is that music promotes humanism and people's kindness. These melodies encourage our warriors to win the fight.
На стороне гуманизма это человечность, это звуки, которые воодушевляли наших воинов на победу.